Hello everyone, welcome to an all new edition of the Tape. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Diggs, here on this Thursday, May 2nd, 2019. Brand new month here on the Tape. We come from the hills now where spring is about to get a little bit sizzle with the summer. But first things first, join in that conversation using the hashtag Tape here on Connect. Glad you're here. Let's get to it. Let's get to the big story. The big story this week is singer Taylor Swift returns back to the music scene as she loves to do and delivers a new song called Me. Well, social media loves it. They're raving about it. Well, let's see how Taylor Swift came back with a vengeance. Watch this.
Swift delighting fans overnight with the release of her new song, Me, sending them into a complete frenzy online. Telling our own Robin Roberts that Me is for everyone looking for a pick-me-up.
But tell us a little bit more about Me. Tell me.
Me is a song about embracing your individuality and really celebrating it and owning it. And, you know, I think that with a pop song, we have the ability to get a melody stuck in people's heads, and I just want it to be one that makes them feel better about themselves.
And who has helped you feel better about yourself over time?
Well, you know, the fans are amazing. I cannot believe how dedicated they are, how thoughtful. I can't believe how much they care. So it makes it more fun for me to create music videos, knowing that they'll care about little Easter eggs or clues or hints. Like, you have no idea how much fun that is to make stuff for people who care about it that much. So it's the fans.
Swift surprising hundreds of lucky fans in person yesterday, showing up to a mural that she commissioned in Nashville after posting these Instagram stories right before her appearance.
It's kind of a morphing filter.
And what happened was complete mayhem. Fans screaming, lining up for selfies and autographs.
This is the Gulch, by the way, and if you want to stop by this mural, it's pretty great. Thank you so much for being with us.
For the past several weeks, it's all been leading to this. Photo after photo of dreamy pastel hues and quirky details. Taylor even gracing the cover of Time's 100 Most Influential People in the same color palette and showing up on brand in this flowy dress to the Time party.
You guys are amazing for figuring this out because no one knew we were coming. No one knew this was a part of the campaign and what we're doing. So you figured out the clue. You're the best. I love you so much.
If you look closely, you'll see 13 hearts gracing the mural. That's a nod to her favorite number. Cats, a reference to her beloved Olivia and Meredith, popping up in a couple of spots. And many of the images and pastel colors that have been showing up on her Instagram feed of late, including the giant butterfly motif itself, were on display. All those clues coming to life in the newly released Me video. It seems all that mystery led to a happy ending for them, the pop princess's adoring fans.
And I promise that nobody's gonna love you like me.
As you saw right there, Taylor Swift coming back with a vengeance, where she releases Me, and it's on Billboard now. It's almost at 100 million. You know, the video is so colorful from looking at the song. A lot of splash, watercolor, stuff like that. And it was kind of a different change of scenery for Taylor Swift. But Taylor Swift coming back with a vengeance, and she's looking to dominate once again with music. That got to make you wonder, like, what are the rest of the celebrities, musicians like Beyonce, she came back with Lemonade, not Lemonade, but Homecoming, which that was kind of like something off Coachella. But she ended up coming up with no new music, but she came out with the music from Frankie Beverly Mays that we spoke about last week. So Beyonce might be on the verge of coming back. Rihanna, we haven't heard from her. Rihanna's been busy trying to do a fashion line. And what about Chris Brown? You know, everybody's kind of, you know, trying to go back to the drawing board. I'm assuming, but we'll see. All right, on celebrity news. All right, saying is it so. Pete Davidson and Cate Blanchett are broken up. And people in the host of Dish Nation figure out what had happened. Watch this.
Oh, you're so happy about that.
Well, I was happy till I found out that she might be looking for younger prey.
Younger than Pete Davidson?
Younger than Pete Davidson.
Wow.
Now, a source has been quoted saying that Pete and Cate got super serious very fast, but they've decided to slow things down a bit. Then another source said they're still friendly, but are not on romantic terms.
The real winner here is Pete Davidson. I mean, because he's out here getting it popping. It's like he went to Olive Garden and had the tour of Italy.
I mean,
Like, who will he get next?
okay. And he was offering up his breadstick for everybody. Here you go.
Head crack Olive Garden, of all places, with the tower, the Tuscany Tower. You know, I'm a big fan of Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden to death. You know, recently went to Olive Garden, had a salad. Them folks will keep feeding you salad and breadsticks like nonstop. It's like, really. And you can tell from Cate Blanchett and Pete Davidson, they were just a fling. They were just a spring fling that, you know, Cate Blanchett probably got some and kind of left out, thinking that, you know what, I'm going to move on to other endeavors. And Pete Davidson living his best life since breaking up with Ariana Grande. He's been in the dating scene for late. Watch out, girls. Davidson going to be coming around. All right. On other love stuff, where Justin Bieber and his lovely bride, Haley, are caught in a firestorm, and social media users are trying to pit them against Selena Gomez, Justin's ex, in this clip. Watch this.
Bieber posted an Instagram story that made fun of a news outlet for spelling his last name wrong, but it backfired when eagle-eyed fans, maybe a bit obsessed with things, pointed out Gomez's performance in his browsing history. In a series of Instagram comments that followed, Bieber set the record straight about what really happened, writing in part, quote, "The video of Selena singing Taki Taki came up after my wife and I watched my Coachella performance. Obviously, she's going to be in the related category. It literally was the next video that played." And that, by the way, makes complete sense. He went on to slam people for stirring up drama, saying that they should, quote, "grow up." Bieber and Baldwin have been at the receiving end of remarks about Gomez since their relationship began. Just last month, Bieber slammed a commenter who said that he wasn't in love with Baldwin and was only using her to get back at Gomez.
You saw right there, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez kind of, you know, Justin moved on from Selena and now he's with Haley, and people are still not accepting those terms that Justin Bieber moved on and found him his wife, and Haley and Colin in the middle is sort of, you know, putting them at odds. But hey, things like that happen, you know, for instance, like that. But social media, they go crazy. All right, on talk shows this week, Wendy brought to the Purple Couch stars Michael Ealy and Megan Good to promote their new film, Intruders. Well, Wendy Williams got real personal with Megan Good about this.
I don't mean to pressure you because I'm sure you get this all the time.
He does.
But are you next? Are you pregnant?
No, I'm not.
Just asking.
I am not pregnant. But yeah, I think next year. It's you know, for me, it's about time.
Well, being that you are an actress,
yeah,
and you were up for various roles, you know,
yeah,
I don't think you can really pigeonhole you, you know, as one person or another.
And
so, being pregnant would get in the way, I guess, is sort of your career.
No, I mean, there'll be some time off, but I think, you know, being around other women like Edwina Finley and Mila Jovovich,
Right,
they're just kind of pouring into me. And like Mila, literally, she filmed all the way until she couldn't anymore. And then she had her baby and she went back to work and she was like breastfeeding on set.
She was here
and
talking
then like
about that.
kicking butt, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That really, really inspired me. And yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wendy Williams asking Megan Good she's pregnant. Megan Good had to respond like that. Megan Good like, really? But Megan, you gotta realize Wendy Williams has been doing this for so long that this is her forte. This is her domain. That's what she normally do. But hey, Megan, you could have turned around and told her, hey, I see you. It took a long time for you to, you know, get your stuff together and get your life back in order. Oh my God. That's funny. That's funny. All right. Let's move on to the reality show clip down. On the reality show clip down this week, on the Real Housewives Lounge special, Portia having a baby. Portia and Dennis are trying to figure out what to do with Dennis's stuff. Dennis is, you won't believe. Watch this.
We haven't been downstairs yet. Let me see what you got going on in the basement because I think it can be some space.
This is embarrassing.
Well, how?
You said I can put myself in? Look up. Come on, look. Where am I gonna put all this?
Are you still wearing this? Babe, you got room to purge.
Where am I gonna purge?
Oh, you playing? Okay. Who? What are you? A woodsy man? Huh? You gonna build the rest of the basement yourself? We not finna look.
Yo, this is a Coogee, man.
Right. People ain't wearing this no more. What? These are leather white cargo pants. Dennis, if you don't take your Jodeci ass, I won my argument.
Where am I gonna put this stuff upstairs though?
This don't need to be upstairs. This stuff need to go back to Prince's estate.
Okay.
Wow. That's a whole bunch of stuff. From clothes to shoes. Did you see the sweater? He looked like he had Bill Cosby sweater. Dennis, what you coming from? Retro back to the years of the 80s? And you see Dennis. Dennis could actually audition to be on the next season of TLC Hoarders. Or A&E Hoarders, whatever them shows called. Man, come on, Dennis. You got a nice house. Treat it like it's a house. Come on. All right. On Mama June's Hot Tonight, Sugar Bear needs help to dress up for a part in a role in Hollywood. And he enlists the help of his daughter, Honey Boo Boo, to help him find a new attitude. Watch this.
Oh my God. Since I haven't got any calls from casting directors, maybe I can move to LA and have a little job called a personal stylist.
Oh my God.
You look fantastic. You're representing America, Canada, where Tristan's from, London, and Russia. At least I know my states. I have outdone myself. Sugar looks like he could be on the streets of LA. Good job.
And you see right there, Sugar Bear. I guess Sugar Bear had to get with the program, because you know what, Sugar Bear, that's what it's all about. Sometimes you have to get with the program. You know, dressing like an old country bucket for so long, it takes toll on you. Now you're trying to get up in times, up with speed. That's what you gotta do. Honey Boo Boo thinking she a fashionista. She's a countrynista. All right. We'll be back with more Take. Stay tuned. This is the Take here on Connect. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Diggs, here on this Thursday, May 2nd. Can you see? Well, next 2 days later, it'll be May the 4th be with you. Yeah, I always got something for May. But thank y'all for watching. Let's get to it. Joining the conversation here on the Take. Let's get to it. Let's get to the political rundown. On the political rundown this week, President Trump delivers a special public service announcement for all kids to listen to. but some people might be annoyed. Well, at times. Watch this.
You've met some of our really great heroes, and you've even met our wonderful service dogs. Our service dogs are incredible. You know, with the finest equipment in the world, drug detection equipment. And while I have you, never take drugs, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke, enjoy your life, okay? No drugs, no alcohol, no smoke. All right? You don't need it. You don't need it. It causes a lot of problems. So just remember that. If you learn one thing, I didn't come up here to say that, but I will say it. I say it all the time to my kids. I've said it from the time Ivanka was a little girl. Every day I'd say, Ivanka, no drugs, no alcohol, no smoking, nothing. And she'd say, Dad, enough already. I'd say it so much. So I'm saying it to you because I mean it. And I think your parents mean it. I know your parents mean it.
All right, enough already. Enough. Oh, wait, we get it, Mr. President. But you have to realize that some people like using drugs, like using alcohol, like using smoking. It's just cope their mechanism. It's just, that's what they like to do. It keeps their nervous system down. You know, a person like you full of energy and full of blast, and I can respect that. But sometimes too, you got to respect people too. Some people are, you know, got to cope with their problems in some way, somehow they use those methods, use those habits to do what they need to do. Oh, and you speaking about people ill and stuff. That's how people function. You don't know. You just don't know. Some people can be function alcoholics, function drug addicts, function smokers. You just don't know. They can be average people. You know, you can't write them off. You know, come on, get with the program, my man. Get with the program. All right. In the meantime, Representative James Clyburn knows that the Democrats have a fight on their hands in 2020. And he appeared on ABC this week with George Stephanopoulos to offer his comments and his opinion on Joe Biden running. Watch this.
The fact of the matter is, Joe Biden getting into this race, I think allows us to bring into this discussion the foreign policy that is a problem for us these days. We have a president in the White House who is rupturing our relationships with our allies all around the world. And there are people out there who are saying they cannot trust the United States of America anymore to lead on foreign policy. That is a foreign relationship for us. We've got to do something about improving our relationships around the world, as well as trying to have domestic tranquility and bring our people together.
All right, they didn't stop there as Claiborne took a shot at Trump about the Charlottesville comment, the most controversial comment that was Trump made, that Trump doubled down. And Clay, watch this.
As you know, Congressman, the president quickly and forcefully condemned the shooting yesterday, but we also saw him this week doubling down on his reaction to the white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, saying there were fine people on both sides. That was his comment then. And of course, that was in response to former Vice President Biden's announcement video. Here's what the president said after that.
And if you look at what I said, you will see that that question was answered perfectly. And I was talking about people that went because they felt very strongly about the monument to Robert E. Lee, a great general. Whether you like it or not, he was one of the great generals.
The president doesn't seem to be backing away at all from those comments about Charlottesville.
Oh, because I think he's expressing what's in his heart. The fact of the matter is, Robert E. Lee was a great tactician, was not a great person. Robert E. Lee was a slave owner and a brutal slave master. Thankfully, he lost that war. And I kind of find it kind of interesting. The president is now glorifying a loser. He always said that he hated losers. Robert E. Lee was a loser. And even if you could get beyond that, at the end of the Civil War, Robert E. Lee asked all of his comrades to lay down their guns and to furl those Confederate flags, and if my memory serves, and put them in your attics. So if the president is going to glorify Robert E. Lee, let's at least be consistent about it.
Claiborne suggesting that Robert E. Lee didn't win in the Civil War, which is correct, and saying that Trump praises winners and hate losers, and people that you pick your poison with and stuff like that. Well, what if this was a new ticket? This was, Trump versus Trump and Robert E. Lee 2020. Oh, I forgot. Robert E. Lee's been dead for about 200 years. He's not coming back. Oh, man. That was a good joke. All right. Joe Biden sat down. Speaking of that presidential candidate, Joe Biden sat down with GMA's Robin Roberts, and he talked about apologized to Anita Hill with that long controversial, testimony that she gave. Watch this.
In moving forward and deciding to run, you reached out to Anita Hill. She has recently said, when asked if she felt it was an apology that you had extended, she said no, she said, I cannot be satisfied by simply saying I'm sorry for what happened to you. I will be satisfied when I know there is real change and real accountability and real purpose.
Well, see, I think that's what she told me. I was grateful she took the call. And one of the things I don't want to get in our private conversation, but the point is that, look, I was chairman of the committee. I believed her from the very beginning, but I was chairman. She did not get a fair hearing. She did not get treated well. That's my responsibility. And I committed that I am determined to continue the fight to see to it that we basically change the culture in this country where a woman is put in a position.
Well, that didn't end there, as Biden had been in the news about inappropriate touching, being touchy-feely. And he had to spoke about those rumors.
Here's the deal. I've always thought that part of leadership, part of politics was listening to people, hearing them, making them feel comfortable, letting them know I hear them and I empathize with them if they have a problem. It's my responsibility to be more sensitive to whether or not someone wants me to reassure them or wants to say hello or wants to show affection and support. And that's my responsibility.
Like I said, Joe Biden saying responsibility. He should have been more responsible, but he's a touchy-feely guy. He's been doing it for so long. Okay, when this man decides to run, then all these issues start coming around, piling up on him, and he just had to figure out, well, what's the best scenario for me to do this and how to react to it. And it ain't nothing to react to it, just, hey, it's just a reaction, it is what it is. All right. And Biden said that he can turn the tide and convince Trump voters to vote for him. Watch this.
Trump voter, Trump supporter, who looks at the economy and sees very strong numbers. Here in Pennsylvania, where the unemployment is at a record low of 3.9%.
Well, what I'd say is, did you get any benefit from the tax cut? Have your wages really gone up to you think you deserve? Do your employers treat you with any more respect and dignity than they did before? What's the story? Ask these folks. They're not getting their fair share.
Well, that kind of is, you're kind of making a point, but at the same time, could Biden turn the tide and have those voters that voted for him and Obama pull for him during him and Trump? It's going to be tough, but hey, can Biden do it? We'll see. Well, lastly, Fox News took issue to this whole statement that Biden made, and Jesse Waters from Fox News called Biden out with this.
Jesse, I think lots of people on the Democratic side view the establishment that coalesced around Hillary in 2016 as thinking it's good to have an open primary this time. Let the blows fall where they may, and we'll get the best candidate.
When Biden really needs the Obama endorsement, he can make that phone call. Right now, it's a little too early for that to happen. But if you think about it, when Barack Obama was thinking about who's going to win my third term, who's going to cement my legacy in there, he didn't think about Joe, who'd been with him for 8 long years. And that's pretty significant. I just saw that rally. That rally was weak. There was not a lot of people there. The people behind him looked bored. He looked like he was trying to counteract the Sleepy Joe narrative that had been forming. He was stumbling all over his lines, couldn't read the prompter well. He was stepping on things. He just did not look polished, looked extremely rusty. And a lot of the people back in hair and makeup said they thought that he had fillers in and Botox. You know, I didn't say that, but a lot of people in hair and makeup said it. And they know because they look at faces all day long. I will say this, though, about Joe. He cannot get a crowd. Are people going to drive miles and miles to listen to Joe Biden? No. Are people going to get Joe Biden tattoos on their backs like they did with Donald Trump and Barack Obama? No. He doesn't get ratings. He doesn't sell books. He doesn't get clicks. This guy is a candidate by default, and I think you're going to see that develop more and more.
So you don't think he gets the nomination?
I'm not saying that, but I don't see the excitement there. There's no movement. There's no doctrine. There's nothing there.
And speaking of that, Biden had a rebuke on that with this.
The president has a motto: "Make America great again." Do you have one?
Make America moral again. Make America return to the essence of who we are, the dignity of the country, the dignity of people, treating our people with dignity, and this god-awful deliberate division that's being taken in order to separating people to aggrandize his own power.
Yes, message for America. You know, that's the message that America has, you know, giving the message. He calls it Make America Moral Again. So that's code word mama compared to Trump's Make America Great Again, MAGA. So it's mama versus MAGA. Could we see that? It's a possibility, but we will be seeing as we go on with it. All right. And news is this week. Okay. Imagine you seeing a kindergarten teacher attack a kindergarten out of nowhere. Watch this.
It's disturbing video. A teacher of all people kicking a 5-year-old girl in the school library. Now the child's mom is furious.
There's no excuse for an adult to kick a 5-year-old. Ever, Eve, ever.
The incident happened at an elementary school outside Kansas City. The children are filing out of the library, but this little girl is sitting beside a bookcase. Then she climbs into the bookcase. When the teacher spots the girl, she hauls her out of her hiding place. There appears to be a tussle. 30 seconds later, it happens. The kindergartner's reaction? She gets up, folds her arms, and stomps away. After the mom says she saw a red mark on her daughter's arm, she went to the school and recorded her meeting with the teacher.
She has a huge red mark on her arm, so I'm a little pissed off.
She has a red spot on her arm, and I'm not surprised because she shoved herself into that bookshelf and books, and she wanted to kick. I mean, she kicked me a couple of times. She was reaching, over into the bookshelf, pulling books out, and there was a metal book divider thing. I said, no, we can't do that.
Attorney Dan Jumeski represents the mother who wants to remain anonymous.
And the teacher denied what she was being told. She tried to blame the child and said the child had done it to herself. She'd hurt herself when she was rolling around on the ground.
Has the family had previous run-ins or situations with this teacher?
No. Actually, the girl had been there for a very short time.
School district officials say they were deeply distressed by the video. As soon as we discovered what happened, we acted to remove the teacher from contact with students and proceeded immediately to terminate that teacher.
Wow, that's appalling to see that a kindergarten teacher will put their hands, that's just despicable, on a kid, while the other kids are in relying roll call and went to wherever they had to go. The kindergarten had to hide on the bookshelf and stay away from the teacher. And you saw the teacher with her cowardly act, kicking the kid, looking at the person. There's cameras around everywhere now these days. You can't put your hands on kids or old people or anybody. You can get liable, get sued, lady. And I'm surprised she did get fired for that. Good for the school. Good for them. Man, there's some despicable people out in this world. You just don't know. All right. And finally, the viral video of the week. All right. Everyone knows that the Avengers Endgame drew over $1 billion in the box office in the first week. So actor Chris Pratt decided to take a break tradition, and did this.
This is a really illegal video.
Yeah. Big trouble.
Oh, big time. I'm going to bring it. I'm pretty sure I'm the most famous person here. This is a really illegal video.
Yeah. Big trouble.
Oh, big time. I'm going to bring it.
Wow, Chris Pratt, he's the only one that can get away with that because you know what? I'm surprised he didn't get fired for it, but he's a big mega star now. With all the money and all the stroke he got, Chris Pratt better be lucky that his lucky stars that he did what he did and got away with it. Everybody else would have done it. You would have been gone. You would have been out of here. You wouldn't even see the Avengers Endgame. You would have been the Endgame of the Avengers. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, saw Batista, Chris Evans, and them playing with him, Jeremy Ryan, and everybody, Ant-Man. That was a whole, crowd of famous people that you wouldn't ever think you would see. All right, everyone. Thank y'all for watching the tape this week. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long, and we'll see you next week here on the tape. See you later.